Hello and welcome. It is the 30th day of April 2019. My name is Derek and welcome to the Money Charts channel. All bets, trades of the like within each his own risk and their own reward. Well, four pause days in a row, and it's not much different today, but it's a little different. We've been hanging in there closing at the 18 lows for the previous 4 days and little movements upon daily moves, especially the last three, even the first one in comparison to the red move down, which was that of the Bitfinex and the Tether issue. Oh, that didn't do anything to startle the market. For before, the market was showing a lot of strength amongst the 18 average of highs. And then after stop doing so, it actually broke out. But that was it. It was a failed breakout. Or was it? Or is it? Current tense. Because it's just came down to this 18, this correctionary move in here. If a market starts to break out, even if it barely goes higher, has its successful correctionary phase, and then resumes things, and you start to see action in this ballpark area, well, that's telling me that the showing of strength in that breakout for a leg higher is probably got a good chance of being real. For after it came down to here, there was several of opportunities for the market to splice down, test, pierce below the 48.40. Nope, no such doing. Single hour term time frame, market has started getting going about 6 o'clock this morning, breaking out past this level of resistance. And a little bit overextended, of course, on the single hour and 4 hour time frame, and has just made a statement that it is looking to really, I don't know what you want to call it, a resumption of trend or reversal, but after this big leg here, it didn't go down further. As we can see, a three times hit level of support at 50 and three quarters, and multiple resistance hit in here, which of course it has taken it out. Now that it has done so, making that statement, 18 average test to be very, very, very important. If you see any type, if it can just correct within it over the next 3, 4 periods over the next rest of the calendar day, at least the New York City time frame, midnight or so. If it can hold and stay above 50, like 180ish or so for the rest of the day, and that would continue to bring a strong setup. But if I start to see any type of break, right now I see established resistance intraday at 52.87. It was hit on two of these hours in here with a little bit of correction, and it was a two-time set. So if I see something like here on the 15, where I see some sort of decent break above here, holding and staying above, say 52.67, 52.70 for quite some time again, yeah, you know what? It wouldn't be surprised if we're ready for a decent size move up. And we're going to take a look at Litecoin against the Bitcoin chart. I've added some Fibonacci lines in here. I already have the Fibonacci from these levels in here, which is from this low to this high, which has obviously found a twice hit level of support on the this number here. But now that it's managed to get above it, if it's able to continue further, it's made this statement outperforming BTC here at this 4 a.m. 4 hour timestamp. One pause period, and there it's just starting another one right now as we're 23 minutes into it. 18 starting to rise. Very, very important short term for this to hold the 133. But if it's able to get above higher, the next key Fibonacci numbers are 1447 and 162, which are represented from this high down towards the lower low, or the lowest low you see here at the 128. And there really isn't much more to say. I guess I could put the Litecoin US dollar chart up to finish it. This is against the tether, but it's not much of a differential now at about a 1.5% move. But either way, percentage gators on here, Litecoin doing well. Bitcoin Cash is up 4.8%, but everything else is up like 2 and 1. But at the losers, I got Florin Coin down 1%. This Treasury, the TUSD, it's got a decent volatile day. Veritcoin is down a little bit to 72. Namecoin is barely down 1/3%. So generally speaking, everything's been in declines lately. And we're getting small pops more than anything. But Litecoin's doing better than what I can see, at least with the small amount of coins in which that I am showing. So since the decline in here, what have been the attempts to get things going? Well, we have, let me just try to scale this out so it's easy. There we go. So starting down since it went below the 18, there was this little attempt in here. It obviously was a quick move. It failed. Failed breakout in here, but that really wasn't the failed breakup, but it kind of was. It's just the failed breakup was followed by a failed setup, but the second setup never did get above established resistance, which was from in here. And there's your failed move higher. Then it barely gets above the 18 here, not much doing. Not much doing here as well. There's a leg lower after that. And this is really the second best, or really the other than this one here, it's a good. There's only two attempts that have even done anything close to even reversing the trend. And this one here, it's got a decent move from point A low to point B high, but this had a decent move from point A low to point B high as well. So and here, when you had your correctionary phase, it pierced below, but okay, above to the band. So in here, when it was breaking out, I guess you could call it the failure in here, but no surprise when you see these types of large red moves post doing such. Gets above here. It doesn't hold the 18 lows. It doesn't hold what will be the 61.8% fib from this low and that high. And then, of course, the leg lower. After getting above in here, see, it's not much of a move. So you want it to just to hold the 18 lows, which it originally did, never getting above the highs, leg lower. So then you get in here, again, you want to hold like a 61.8% Fibonacci after making this high, maybe up to about 68. And instead of going really back down, it decided, oh, breakout above here. Okay, this is a statement and possible that of reversal of trend on the 4 hour time frame. On the daily term, as long as you can see it better, this would be, well, right now it's going to stage number two, which is, excuse me, stage number three, which is come back to the band. Stage one, band flatten out for reversal. Stage number two is established support. It did so at that of 66.6 ish, depending on which price you're looking at because of the tether and all that stuff. But throwing that part aside, it's now back to the 18 average, so it's red. It's now in a correctionary move. I'd still like to see it correct for another day or two because it's just been grinding its way lower for a few days. Using that type of analysis setup, it's not the most normal of things that I see, but I do see if it's able to get above this area because it would do nothing of completing step four, which is reversal of trend, breaking established resistance. If it gets above here, this little sell off was just a failed attempt in reverting the trend. Thus, I wouldn't call it reversal of trend, I would call it resumption of trend back to the upside. But it's the 18 average of highs right now is in at, well, wherever this might be a little, might be a, whatever, a dollar or so off with the tether, but 76 and 2/3. But really getting above in here and holding and staying above the highs from April 15th, April 20th highs, so the mid-April highs. If it can hold and stay around that area for more than a half a week, 5, 3, 4 days, then I would be really, really enthusiastic of the odds of it having its next big breakout. Thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye bye.